Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Cozy Archives, where we read fanfic together, and it's mostly Bakudeku and Gojo and Gato fanfic from AO3. Now, I did know, some people were asking in the comments and stuff like that, where do I get mine from? It's always from AO3. I don't really wander from there because, Wattpad and stuff like that, I don't really find things I'll find things. I'll find lots of things. I know there's so many awesome ones on there too. I'm not dissing it or anything, but there's so much on there. And I don't know if I'm ready to dive into that yet. But, anyways, I have a surprise. And you may say, oh, this surprise, is it a surprise just for you? No, it's not just for me. In fact, it is also for you guys. It's not a very big one, but your girl got glasses. So yeah, it is a good surprise for you guys because now I'm gonna be able to read twice as better. Twice as better. I don't even know if that is the correct way to say it. But I'm gonna be able to actually read now. It was a little hard for me to read before. I definitely have very what is it, nearsighted is what it's called. I'm very nearsighted. I knew I needed glasses, but I have just not been in to get glasses for years. This was definitely a determining factor. Don't worry about it, guys. I am taking care of myself, my health, as you guys should be too. But yeah, I do recognize that I needed glasses a lot earlier. However, we're still thriving and I got glasses now. So, I didn't really in fact, it's not that bad. It's just that it's definitely better with the glasses. You guys get it. The people who know. If you don't have really bad vision, you know what I'm talking about, where you could go without my glasses or I could go with them. And I'm choosing to go with them because it can help me read better. And that's a surprise for you guys. Um so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It's not too big, but I will say I am so happy to see everybody that is joining my channel and everyone that is subscribing and following on YouTube and the podcast here on Spotify. Oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed with just how much love and comments and excitement you guys are bringing to my channel. I didn't I started this thinking I was genuinely going to kind of be reading to myself, and I didn't care. I just wanted to kind of share and express how my love for fanfic, and I thought it would be really fun if people did actually want to come and join and sit down with me. And I genuinely was listening to it at work in an AI PDF form. So I would go to work and I can't exactly sit down and read it. I don't have time to. So I thought that, hey, why don't I make time? How does that even make sense? I didn't have time to, so I made time to do it for other people. But no, I was I have time to read short ones. And I thought, how awesome would it be to read them so that other people like me who can't exactly sit down, read, or don't have the time to will also be able to have these at least short ones for now read to them. So I'm just expressing my thanks, my gratitude for all the comments, the love you're showing me, all of the ratings. Thank you guys for the ratings. Keep commenting, keep listening, obviously, and keep loving on it. Keep giving it ratings. It helps so much. And I actually love, love, love the little comments and everything you guys are leaving me. It's like building my community with all my interests or people who like the same interests in me, and I think it's also cool for you guys to be able to see other people listening to it and everything too. Anyways, I won't keep you guys here for that long, me talking. However, it did take me a while to get my set up today. I went on vacation for a week and I just came back and I was like, what are we doing? I'm so excited to have glasses though, because I'm hoping that it really does help with like reading and stuff like that. It's not like I was like super bad before. It's just that I knew that I needed to see better. Anyways, now I really, this is really interesting. Author's the author's name is Fart Night. I found that one. Yeah, I did that. This one's actually more of like a Christmas one. I actually thought about like waiting to Christmas to read this, but I was like, no, no, let's give them this now, cause I'm feeling more like Halloween. But why not New Year's or Christmas? It's 7,000 words, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer one. Just one chapter. It says like 600, 700 kudos. Or hits, sorry, 40 kudos. So, we'll see how this one is. The summer, or the title, I guess I should start with, is New Year's Already? Question mark. I read the summary and I thought it was so cute. So let me read it for you guys. Bakugo, sorry, it's been a week. Let me let me start right here. It's been a week. I've not read in a week, guys. Bakugo only made one New Year's resolution, but it was already Christmas and he was nowhere near completing it. With only 6 days left in the year, would he be able to accomplish it in time, or will it be too late? I think I know what the New Year's resolution is. Oh my god, I picked this one based on the fact that I thought I knew, or I think I know what the New Year's resolution is, because I think that's gonna be super cute if it's him telling, like, Izuku how he feels. Yeah. So, the notes are I did my best to research Japanese Japanese culture and traditions. So if some stuff is inaccurate, I'm so sorry because I'm mainly relying off Google. That is okay. Fart night. That's okay. Neither am I, so I probably won't know if anything's inaccurate. Isn't that the real way it goes? Like, I'm not gonna know either. At least me personally. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, yes, I always do link everything, and I say this at the beginning and ending of all my videos. Please go over, if you enjoyed this fanfic, I link everything in the descriptions below with a link to the fanfic. Give it a hit, give it a kudos, give it a hit, give it a kudos, and let you leave your mark that you were also there. Also, if you really liked it and you want to read it later, it'll be in your like history. So that's also good, mark it for later. I know I've read a few over and over because they're so good. But yeah, we love to give the authors credit here. So go over and give them a kudos if you liked it and enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm going to get right into it now. It was 8 a.m. on Christmas morning when Bakugo had woken up from his alarm clock. If it had been any other Christmas morning, Bakugo would have felt an abundance of joy and energy as he ran down the stairs to see the presents that his parents left for him under the tree. However, this morning, Bakugo woke up in his UA dorm room, feeling more glum than ever. Bakugo only had one thing on his Christmas list, but he knew that no matter what, not even the fat man with magic could give Bakugo what he truly wanted. Because of this, when some of his classmates came up with the idea of doing Secret Santa, Bakugo was completely against it. It wasn't because he was a Scrooge who hated fun. I mean, let's be honest, he kind of is. He just couldn't think of a gift to ask for. Unfortunately for him, thanks to the majority rule, the gift exchange ended up happening after all, and Bakugo had to think of something random to put on a wish list. I mean, that's not that hard. Maybe for him it is, because sorry, burping, requires being vulnerable. Vulnerable is what I was gonna say. I'm a little slap happy for some reason. I don't know why. I'm also very dry. I need water. I sound like Shigaraki, I feel like. Bakugo sat up from his bed and turned off his alarm. He let out a yawn as he rubbed his eyes to try to feel more awake. After a few minutes, he managed to get out of his bed and put his slippers on. He crouched under his bed and pulled out a neatly wrapped gift that had a fabric bow on the top, and the tag read, "To Izuku." Yay! Bakugo, period. Bakugo worked hard to make sure that the presentation of his gift was perfect. He took inspiration from Pinterest and watched a lot of YouTube videos to make sure everything was as good as it could possibly be. Same, boys, same. He even practiced his handwriting several times before actually writing Izuku's name on it. That being said, I'm sure it's going to explain it later because this always happens to me. Isn't a Secret Santa like, oh, you know what? So you're supposed to get a gift for. I'm forgetting how Secret Santa works. So, I don't know. I think you're supposed to get a gift for everyone, but I thought you were just supposed to bring a gift. I'm thinking of White Elephant, guys. Do not mind me at all. I'm thinking of White Elephant. Okay. I'm sure, like, I forgot even what Secret Santa, how that works, so I'm sure we're gonna see. So he did one to Izuku, of course. Bakugo carefully grabbed the gift and walked out of his dorm room, down the commons. He placed the gift under the Christmas tree that the whole class had decorated together. He looked at the gifts and noticed that almost everyone had already placed their presents under the tree. Usually Bakugo would be curious to see what he got, but despite seeing the gift that had his name on it, he would have cared less to even take a peek at it. But despite seeing, yeah, I read that right. Once the gift was under the tree, Bakugo took himself back to his dorm room, as he still had a few hours to spare before it was time for everyone to meet and open presents. Once Bakugo was back in his room, he laid down on his bed, pulled out his phone, and scrolled through TikTok to try and cheer himself up. 30 minutes had passed, and Bakugo was only feeling worse and worse. Bakugo's For You page was usually filled with random videos, usually of cute cats. Cat videos usually cheered him up, but when he saw a video of two cats being cute with each other, captioned as us, he became angry. He never thought a video of cats being loving would make him so angry. Out of pure frustration, he threw his phone across the room, which made a loud noise as it hit his wall. He sat in silence for a moment until he heard the voice of two students in the hall outside of his room. I feel like that is so funny. I just know like Bakugo de-stresses by watching cat videos. You just know it. And like the fact that like he would see when that would totally happen, I feel like. Deku, aren't you excited? It's Christmas. Uraraka was filled with joy as she skipped through the halls with Midoriya, following right behind her. I've seen you that I've never seen you this thrilled before. You must really like Christmas. Midoriya was speed walking in order to keep up with Uraraka's fast pace. I don't know, this is gonna sound so bad, but like Uraraka was supposed to be like poor. I get Christmas is not all about the presents. That's not at all. But I'm just like, why would Christmas be her like no, I don't even want to say that. It was just a joke, guys. I was gonna say why would Christmas be her favorite if she was poor? No, it's about the love, not the gifts, guys. That was just a joke, so do not come at me. I just thought that was funny. Christmas always makes me feel happy, especially when I'm around the people I love. See, it's about the love, Olivia. Even though I'm not with my parents right now, I still get to be here with you. Uraraka stopped skipping through the halls. Without her realizing it, she had stopped right in front of Bakugo's room. Yeah, I guess that does make it more special, Midoriya smiled. And I'm so excited to see what I got. Last year, my parents got me a brand new pair of shoes, and I was so happy. It was my first pair since forever that wasn't thrifted. Uraraka. Sorry, I'm laughing because I literally just said this. Uraraka pointed down at the white shoes that she was wearing. Now come on, Deku, let's be the first in the comments before everyone else gets there. That was so funny. It came right after I said it too. Uraraka, we still have almost another hour. Are you sure you want to go now? Midoriya yawned as he was still sleepy, and his face showed it. Who cares? It's Christmas. I feel like she would be. Uraraka would totally vibe with Christmas, though. We all know it. Bakugo, she would have the Christmas socks with, like, the ugly Christmas tree on it. Bakugo had heard every word of the other two's conversation, and his heart felt. Oh, and he felt his heart sink. The amount of joy that was audibly heard from Midoriya and Uraraka made Bakugo's day go from bad to worse. What the hell was I thinking? I never stood a chance. Ooh, I love this kind. I love the kind where, like, Bakugo totally thinks that Uraraka and Deku are going to be a thing, and then they end up being. I love it. Maybe because, like, the actual series was like. Or I guess I wanted it to be like that, you know? You get my vibe. What the hell was I thinking? I never stood a chance. This holiday is so stupid. He stood up from his bed, grabbed his pillow, and threw it across the room. He went up to his desk and kicked his chair to the ground. With the chair out of his way, he slammed both. Um, sorry guys, I was stuttering. He slammed both his fists. Oh, it's because they meant fist and they put first, so that's what threw me off. He slammed both his fists into his desk as he activated his quirk, turning the papers that were on his desk into ash. He tried to hold back his tears, but once he let a single tear drop, he couldn't stop the rest. He only cried for a minute before he was able to snap himself out of it. He convinced himself that it was stupid to cry about something he knew was going to happen eventually. It was obvious that Midoriya and Uraraka had chemistry and that they were going to end up together, and even if he tried not to see it. Well, I don't know. If only I had brown hair. If only I were a girl. I love that. Why is that so funny? You know, because, like, at some point, maybe he did think that. If only he were a girl with brown hair. Just because Izuku likes Uraraka. That's hilarious. If only I had brown hair. If only I were a girl. Maybe I'd at least have a chance. He picked up his chair from the ground, slammed it back down, and kicked it. Damn it, I'm acting like an idiot. I need to sleep this off. He laid down on his bed and reached out for his pillow, only to remember that it was on the other side of the room. He decided to sleep without it. He was already relaxed and comfortable. It only took a few minutes for Bakugo to fall asleep, as he was exhausted from the meltdown he had just had. He shut his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. I bet you he's gonna miss. Okay. Whoa, wait a second. Is this skipping forward? I don't know. So, we go into apparently 8 years. After 8 years of saving every single penny that he had, Bakugo was ready to buy the perfect hero costume for Izuku. He had sketched out the design over 100 times, determined to make it the best it can be, and finally the time had come. The case that held the costume was in Bakugo's hand, and now all he had to do was give it to the person he loved the most. Ah, that's so cute. Bakugo had rehearsed this day over and over again, countless times in his mind. He was going to give the suit to Midoriya. They'll form an agency together and they will be with each other for the rest of their lives. I so hope this ends good. I really do. I didn't look at, like, the tags that much. It could have said doomed. So Izuku, do you like the suit? Wow, I mean, I can't believe you did all of this for me. Now that you have this, you can be a hero again. We can start an agency together. Just like we always want, just like what we always dreamed of. Kachan, I really do appreciate all of this, but I don't want to join your agency. What? For Bakugo, time felt like it had abruptly stopped. The world around him became distorted and nothing felt real. Well, Katsuki, we're not kids anymore. N- Not only that, but I don't have the time to be a hero. I've got a full-time job as a teacher. I have a wife and a child to take care of. I just really can't be a hero now. Right. That does make sense. I mean, it was only a suggestion. Bakugo felt himself fall apart. His whole world had been shattered and there was nothing he could do about it. If only he had been brave enough to ask Midoriya out when they were young. If only he didn't crumble up his New Year's resolution, which was to finally go out on a date with Midoriya. Bakugo heard a loud banging noise surround him that only grew louder. It's all right, Katsuki. You still have a different gift to give me today. Midoriya crouched down and said to Bakugo, who was currently lying on the floor. What are you talking about? The suit was the only gift I had. Did you already forget about Christmas? Wake up. Oh, it was a dream. Damn, he knew about the whole hero suit and everything. Kachan, wake up! We're all waiting on you! Midoriya shouted as he aggressively banged on Bakugo's door. Bakugo woke up suddenly. His body was sweaty and his breathing was heavy. He looked at his alarm clock and noticed the time. Shit, it's already 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to be in the commons. Bakugo quickly got up and opened his door, only to be jump-scared by Midoriya, who was still standing outside his door. I'm surprised you slept in, Kachan, especially on Christmas. You damn nerd, why'd you have to knock on my door so damn loudly? Someone's cranky this morning, Midoriya chuckled. Shut up and get out of the way. Bakugo pushed Midoriya to the side and walked to the commons. So was that all in Christmas? I guess he just napped for like an hour? I mean, was it all in the morning is what I meant. I guess it was. All of Class 1A was now gathered in the commons and were ready to celebrate Christmas together. All the girls had cute Christmas pajamas, with each girl matching in duos. Oh my god, I can't talk. What's going on? Kaminari had bought Santa hats for all the guys to wear and passed them out to each of them. Jiro, I almost said Jiru, and I was like, why are you saying it like that before I even said it? Jiro was the one in charge and leading the Christmas party since most of this was her idea to begin with. Alright, so now that we finally have everyone here, we can start our secret Santa gift exchange, Jiro said as she smiled. Okay guys, so this is how we're going to do this. I'll start off by giving my gift to the person I got, and then the person who received the gift will be the next person to hand out their gift. Yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why I don't want to pronounce her name right today. Jiro walked up to the Christmas tree and grabbed her gift. Once the gift was in her hands, she handed it to Bakugo. Merry Christmas, Bakugo. I was your secret Santa. She handed the gift to Bakugo. That's actually a really cute, I think that's a really cute thing, is if Jiro got Bakugo for Secret Santa, because they're kind of like, it's like Mina. They're both in, the Bakubro gang. Bakugo grabbed the gift and admired how nice it was wrapped. The Christmas spirit was starting to come back in him, and he enthusiastically opened the present. Holy shit, Bakugo was extremely surprised with the gift he had received, and so was everyone else. Were those not the ones you wanted? Jiro looked away shyly as she felt a wave of embarrassment flush over her. Are you kidding? I didn't think you would get me such an expensive pair of headphones. I was just expecting something cheap from the convenience store. Bakugo held up the box, which contained I'm so sorry, guys. The pair of Apple AirPod Max headphones. I don't understand what everyone is freaking out about. Aren't those only 80,000 yen? Momo said as she sipped her tea. This I'm so sorry. This author is clocking every one of their known personality things. or things that they were supposed to be in the story. Uraraka's freaking broke. And Momo's like, isn't it just 80,000 yen? Like the diva she is. I love how like the author is like doing that with the story. Very accurate. 80,000 yen? I think I might die just from being close to something that pricey. No, no, they didn't. They're literally doing this. This is so funny. I love this author. I think I might die just being close to something that pricey. Uraka dramatically collapsed onto the floor. They are just razzing on these characters for their few character traits. Yeah, what happened to agreed budget of 8,000 yen? Mineta yelled. Guys, calm down. You guys do know that I get a bunch of PR for this type of stuff, right? It's not like I intentionally went over the budget. Those were a brand new pair that was given to me, and I knew it would just be perfect for Bakugo, Jiro said. Aw, she had gotten those and then she gifted them to him. That's so sweet. Alright, can we just move on already? Bakugo yelled. Yeah, Bakugo's right. Let us move on from this, Jiro said that as she was visibly flustered. That is so cute. Bakugo stood up and grabbed his gift for Midoriya. He walked up to him, and despite his cold face, he was tremendously nervous to hand his gift to him. Merry Christmas, you damn nerd. Bakugo looked away from Midoriya as he handed him his gift. Wow, Kacchan, just the wrapping alone looks incredible. Of course. Midoriya began to awkwardly analyze the wrapping alone as he was muttering to himself, what the fuck? They're just doing this. They're just doing this. It's so funny, though. I love it. Deku, stop being weird and just open the damn gift already, Bakugo yelled. Sorry, Kacchan. Midoriya pulled the fabric, untying the perfect bow. Then he carefully tore apart the paper. The gift was inside a taped-up box that he struggled to open for a minute before eventually having it open, revealing what was inside. An All Might Squishmallow? This is exactly what I wanted! Midoriya's face lit up with joy as he aggressively hugged the Squishmallow. Thank you so much, Kacchan! Yeah, whatever. It was nothing. Bakugo sat on the ground with his arms wrapped around his knees. He did his best to cover up his blushing face, and luckily, nobody noticed. Now, Midoriya, go grab the gift you brought, Jiro said. Right, Midoriya. I'm getting flustered. Because I was going to say something. What was I going to say? I actually... this is so off topic. I actually was on vacation and we went to a Japantown and I saw an All Might Squishmallow and I wanted it so bad. I should have gotten it, but I was already getting so much other stuff because we were in a whole Japantown like mall and I was so hyped. So I had like so much other stuff already. But I was like, oh my god, they have an All Might Squishmallow. I was freaking out about it. But anyways. Now, Midoriya, go grab your gift you brought, Jiro said. Right, Midoriya stood up and grabbed his present, which was in a gift bag. Here you go, Uraraka. This one is for you. Of course. Of course, Izuku got Uraraka, so now Bakugo's gonna be like, oh, blah blah blah. God. This one is for you. Midoriya handed her the bag. When Bakugo saw who Midoriya was giving his gift, he felt his blood boil. Out of all the people Midoriya could have gotten, of course it had to be her. Bakugo didn't even want to see what he got her, so he stood up and went to the bathroom. I saw that on your list. You said that you'd be okay with receiving anything. So I made sure that what I got you was something very special, Midoriya said as he watched Uraraka open her gift. Ugh. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I'm like Bakugo when I'm reading these. Uraraka pulled her gift out of the bag, and what she saw made her want to cry. Oh my gosh, Midoriya, this is the greatest gift ever! Tears started to form in her eyes as she held up the gift. It was just like a little bean. No. I'll stop. He got her something good, of course. Midoriya had gotten her a teal, juicy couture jacket and a pair of low-rise jean shorts, which seemed like a cute gift at a glance, but Uraraka knew the true meaning behind it. Isn't that over 8,000 yet? Am I tripping? Or people didn't read the memo here. Midoriya leaned in close and whispered into Uraraka's ear. Check the pocket. Uraraka put her hand into the pocket of the jacket and pulled out a note. Dear Ochako, sorry I couldn't spend Christmas with you. Shigaraki said it would be a bad idea to Wait. Is this a Himiko Ochako? I'm so excited. I actually love this. Wait a second. Dear Ochako, sorry I couldn't spend Christmas with you. Shigaraki said it would be a bad idea to break into UA, even though I had both yours and Izuku's blood. It would make it super easy to get in, but it's the boss's orders after all, so I'm stuck in our hideout for now. Anyway, I was at the mall a few weeks ago when I ran into Izuku. Obviously, I started following him around just to see what he was up to. And that's when I found out he was shopping for you. I approached him and he started freaking out. His face was so cute. So cute. And I told him that I knew the perfect gift he could get for you. Remember how the last time the League attacked, we got a chance to talk? I told you that I'd buy you a super cute outfit one day and that maybe we'll even match. So I told him to get you the juicy jacket. And I also got one myself. Mine is baby pink. As much as I wanted to get you a skirt, I knew you preferred shorts. So I told Izuku to get you those while I got myself a cute skirt. That's also when I found out that you were telling Izuku about everything we've done together, such as sneaking away from Battlefield just to have some girl time together. I thought you wanted to keep things secretive, but I don't mind. I like Izuku as well as you know. As well, you know. Ah, yes. Or not if she's saying that they like Izuku. There's so much I still want to say to you, but Izuku is forcing me to hurry up and finish the letter since he doesn't want to be seen out in public with me. So lame. Just know that the next time I see you, I want to see you wearing this adorable new outfit, okay? Bye-bye for now. I love you. Himiko Toga. That was so cute. I hope they ship them in this. By the time Uraraka was done reading the letter, Bakugo had come out of the bathroom and was back in the commons. Wow, Midoriya, you're so romantic, Ashido teased. So how much longer are you guys going to pretend that you aren't dating? She giggled. No, you've got it the wrong idea, really. It's not like that at all, Midoriya exclaimed nervously. Come on, Midoriya, you can admit it. We won't be jealous, Kaminari said to Midoriya as he gave him a nudge on the shoulder. No, guys, seriously, we're not dating, Uraraka said, sounding more serious. Bakugo just watched as the teasing went on. He thought that he would have been in the bathroom long enough for the rest of the class to move on already. Unfortunately, he was there to witness what was basically a confirmation of Midoriya and Uraraka being a couple. Alright, let's move on. Nobody cares if they're dating or not. As Bakugo spoke, there was a huge shift in the atmosphere. Yeah, Bakugo's right. Uraraka should pass out your gift. You should pass out your gift. Jiro continued on with the activity. I feel like Jiro is kind of in a sense of like OCD where she's like, okay, let's do this. I feel like most people like say that Momo was like that, but I really got like that vibe from Jiro too. I don't know why. Maybe like the writing like music and stuff. Actually, I don't even know why that made me think of that, but like I don't know. It makes sense kind of. Once Secret Santa was over, the class stayed together for about another hour before going off to do their own thing for Christmas. Now that things had settled down, Bakugo used this as his opportunity to talk to Midoriya and Uraraka properly. He wanted to hear from them directly that they were officially a couple. Wow, he's doing more than he usually does in these. Usually he's just like ruminating in his own ruminating stench. I don't even know where I was going with that. The two were sitting down on the couch, chatting when Bakugo approached them. Midoriya had his arms wrapped around his All Might Squishmallow since he hadn't let go of it since he first got it. It did cheer up Bakugo's soul slightly when he saw how much Midoriya appreciated his gift. So, you two are a couple, Bakugo said as he tried to sound like he didn't care. Kachan, it's really not like that. We're just friends. As Midoriya spoke, Uraraka nodded her head quickly in agreement. You guys keep saying that, but the way we've been acting, it's become really hard to believe. Oh, I did that in Uraraka's, kind of voice type tone. You guys keep saying that, but the way you've been acting, it's becoming really hard to believe. Bakugo had his arms crossed. Uraraka let out a sigh. I can prove to you that we're not, but you also have to promise me that you can keep a secret. Sure. So now how are you going to prove it to me? Uraraka handed him the note from... Uraraka handed him the note from Uraraka. She's right into herself. Technically, if Toga Himiko was her, then she would have been her. I'm gonna stop now. I'm only allowing you to read this because Deku told me that you were good with secrets and that surprisingly, you're a very understanding person. The reason why we've seemed so close recently is because I'm the only one who knows the truth, Midoriya said as Bakugo read the note. So you guys have been working with the villains? Bakugo yelled. Oh shit. Midoriya quickly put his hands over Bakugo's mouth. Don't be so loud, Kachan. I've never even thought about that before. Kachan. Somebody needs to do that. Make a TikTok video of Kachan. Oh my god. No, that needs to happen now. Don't be so loud, Kachan. And no, we're not working for Toga. We only interact with her when she attacks, and the moment she comes, we're still going to turn her in, Midoriya whispered. Okay, well, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about what you guys have going on with Toga, as long as you two aren't dating. Bakugo handed the letter back to Uraraka as he yelled. Bakugo, be careful with that. Uraraka grabbed the note carefully and put it in her pocket. Well, I guess now would be a good time for me to leave. I promised my mom that I'd go visit her for Christmas, and she'll be mad at me if I show up late, Midoriya said awkwardly. Bye, Deku, Uraraka and Bakugo said unanimously. Now, with Midoriya gone, Bakugo had stared intensely at Uraraka, scaring her. You're sure there's no funny business going on between you two? Bakugo was close to Uraraka's personal space, as he had completely towered over her. No, Bakugo, nothing is going on. How many times do I have to tell you? Why do you always get so upset me and Deku are hanging out? Do I bother you that much? Uraraka wrapped her arms around herself and looked down to the ground. No, round face. That's not it. As corny as this may sound, it's not you, it's me. Bakugo rolled his eyes. What's that supposed to mean? She had a puzzled look on her face. If you can trust me with your secret, then I'll trust you with mine. But I swear to God, if you spread around what I'm about to tell you, you will die. He held his fist up to her as a threat. Okay, I understand. You don't need to be so scary about it. Uraraka brought her voice down to a whisper. So what's the big secret? Bakugo took a deep breath and looked away from Uraraka. I have a crush on Izuku and I've liked him for a while now. I told myself that at the start of this year that I would eventually confess to him, but I couldn't bring myself to it. Now the year is practically over and I failed. I'm gonna be alone forever. Hey, don't be so negative about it. You still have 6 more days in the year. There's still time. Uraraka tried to cheer Bakugo up. You don't get it, round face. Even if I did confess, I'd still get rejected. Midoriya doesn't like boys, and even if he did, he would never like me. Not after everything I've done to him. Bakugo's voice was soft as he was having a hard time voicing his feelings. I'm sure things will be fine. I might not be the best person to take love advice from, but there's one thing I know about Deku, is that you are the most important person to him. He cares about you so much and would do anything for you. Bakugo smiled. He does always follow me around. There you go. That's the spirit. You've got to you've got to go for it, Bakugo. Uraka had jumped up with excitement and accidentally made herself and Bakugo float. Round face, put me down right now. Sorry, Bakugo. Uraka released the two of them, and they both landed on the couch. Christmas went on, and Bakugo ended up visiting his family for the rest of the day. It wasn't until around 9 p.m. that he and his classmates started returning back to the dorms. Bakugo was the first one back, and he wanted to try out his new Christmas presents. He opened up the headphones that Jiro got him and connected them to his phone. Etched them. Oh, what is that word? It says ect phone. Connected them to his phone. Oh, there's like the end of connected and then them to his phone is repeated in the story. So there's a little typo, sentence error. After a long day of many mixed emotions, he needed to unwind with some tunes. I have not heard of someone call them tunes in a hot second. I was like, yeah, we did used to call them tunes, didn't I? Once he put on a playlist, he grabbed the brand new drawing tablet that his parents got him and set it up. Not many people knew, but Bakugo had a huge passion for art. When he would draw, it would allow his mind to relax, and for once he could be calm. I know, we're almost done with this bear. But, like, I thought it was interesting when I first read a fanfic that had like a Bakugo who liked drawing, because a lot of them he likes playing like the drums in like very harsh type things, but I do think they're onto something. Tell me what you guys think. I think that like Bakugo probably, I don't know why I'm burping so much. Oh my god, I'm falling apart. I think Bakugo probably would, he might actually have done something like drawing or something like that. And the funny part is he would have made like, he would have probably half the time when he was looking at Izuku's notebook, he probably would have been looking at his drawings and being like, oh my god, those are so shitty, mine are so much better. That's what I would like to imagine. That's like kind of like the first thing I thought when I read one where Bakugo like drawing. I was actually like, no, because why does that work? Why does it actually work? Like, he's a. I don't think I would go as far as to say he would be like a painter, but like, he definitely. I could see him drawing, and I could also see a version of Bakugo that does poems. I don't know why. Or an author. Bakugo author with glasses. Yeah. Anyways, that's just my little take. I think it's cute when they have him like to do art too. Bakugo needed to draw something to be able to test out all the functions of the new tablet. He sketched out his own hero costume. He loved to draw his costume since he came up with every aspect of the design and functionality itself. If he wasn't focused on being a hero, Bakugo would want to be a designer. After an hour, Bakugo had fallen asleep at his desk and stayed there for the rest of the night. Bakugo was alone in a car, specifically a Porsche, as he was driving along a never-ending road. I don't know why it was so hard for me, because I'm like thinking at the same time of like, this is probably another dream. He can't believe he didn't want to join my. Oh, I can't believe he didn't want to join my agency, Bakugo said in a very angry tone. Bakugo, you knew this would happen. Shut up, Kirishima. It wasn't supposed to be like this. You need to move on. Midoriya has his own life now. You can't expect him to be with you forever just because you want him to. It's too late for that, Kirishima yelled at Bakugo. But after everything we'd been through, I thought it would work out. It was supposed to be me and him, not him and that girl. Bakugo yelled even louder as the car started moving a little faster. Bakugo, calm down. Kirishima tried to have Bakugo get a grip of himself. I did everything for him. I thought I was special to him. The car began to accelerate up to 80 miles per hour. Bakugo, why is the car going faster? Bakugo ignored Kirishima and kept pressing the pedal harder until eventually Bakugo was about to crash into a tree. Whoa. I don't know how that's how that went. Bakugo jolted up as he awoke. His breathing became heavy as he looked around his room. Holy shit, that was terrifying. His heart was pounding rapidly. He looked at his alarm clock, clock and noticed it was 3 a.m. He took his headphones off and got up from his desk. He went to his bed and tried to get comfortable and hopefully fall asleep again. Unfortunately for him, he was restless for the remainder of the night, feeling too frightened from his nightmare from earlier. Bakugo knew he had to do something about his feelings for Midoriya. He knew that if he waited any longer, it would destroy his mind and make him unable to function. He also started to have a growing fear of his nightmares coming true, and he wanted to do whatever he could to stop it from possibly happening. He needed to take Uraraka's advice and just go for it. One day passed, and then another passed, and then another, until it was December 31st. Bakugo promised himself that he would achieve his New Year's resolution this time and not push it back another year. But it was now the final day of the year, and Bakugo wasn't ready. He had gone through 100 different scenarios and possibilities, but he could never bring himself to confront Midoriya. As Bakugo walked around the Class 1A dorms, he came across a flyer for the annual UA New Year's Festival. Throughout the past few weeks, Bakugo had been constantly seeing flyers promoting the festival, but he chose to ignore them. He didn't want to constantly be reminded of how close New Year's was, as he knew there were still things he needed to do. This time, he took the time to look at the flyer. Come in your finest kimonos, enjoy soba, and good music to start off the new year. Invite your friends. I got so frustrated for no reason. Invite your friends or even a date. Don't forget to watch the sunrise as well. December 31st to January 20th. I doubt it. January 2nd. I was trying to make it an actual ad, speaking wise, and then I screwed it up and I was like, fuck. A light bulb suddenly went off in Bakugo's head as he had a perfect idea. He immediately ran back to his dorm room. He grabbed his phone and opened his messages. He tapped on Midoriya's contact and stared at it for a moment, as he felt a weird feeling in his stomach. Eventually, he slowly built up the courage to type a message. Bakugo. We're going to the New Year's festival together, you damn nerd. Whoa, he really just did that. Midoriya. Okay, I was planning on hanging out with you anyways, but I'm glad you want to spend time with me. Dopey face. Bakugo. I'll meet you outside your dorm at 7 p.m. Don't keep me waiting. Bakugo's face turned red as he looked at the messages. I've got a date with Izuku tonight. He had a few hours to get ready before meeting up with him, so he took the time to make himself look his best. He started off by taking a shower. He also used this as a time to calm his nerves and keep him relaxed. He didn't want the fear to take over him and end up canceling on Midoriya. Once he was out of the shower, he returned to his dorm room and ensured it was completely clean. He needed to start the new year on the right track, so he made sure his place was spotless. It took him only 30 minutes since he already kept his place clean, and messes aggravated him. Yes, that would be true. Once the cleaning was done, he needed to pick out his finest kimono to wear. He wasn't sure about which clothes he had brought to his dorm, so he needed to check his closet. He opened his closet, and luckily for him, he had 2 different kimonos to choose from. He had one that was a navy blue color and another that was a light blue. He chose the darker one since he felt it looked nicer on him. He got dressed quickly and pulled his phone out to check the time. It's only 6 o'clock. What am I supposed to do for the next 2 hours? He sat on his bed as he thought of other things he could be doing. I feel like that's what happens to me all the time. He looked over at his nightstand and noticed that he had some yen lying around. He grabbed it and counted how much there was. 2,000 yen. That's only enough to buy a few mochi. I could probably just give this away. He got up and left his room. He walked around to see if Momo was around since he needed her help. Luck was really on his side today, since it didn't take long to find her. When he arrived in the commons, he saw Momo sitting on the couch while Hag... Ugh, I'm gonna butcher this. I always do. Haga... Wait a second, I feel like they didn't maybe spell this right. Hagakure? Okay. I don't know if they did spell it right. I just like closed my eyes and was like, what is it from the actual movie? If he saw Momo sitting on the couch while Hagakure was doing her hair. Hey Bakugo, I've never seen you dress nice before. It makes you look a lot less angry, Hagakure said as he waved her hand at Bakugo. It totally messed me up because it was supposed to be said as she waved her hand, but it wasn't. Unfortunately, no one could tell she was waving. That's funny. What do you mean? I'm never angry, Bakugo yelled, sounding extremely angry. Very calm indeed, Momo said sarcastically as she sipped her tea. Why is Momo always sipping some tea over there? I feel like she wasn't always sipping some tea in the series. I love the bits. Ponytail, Bakugo pointed at Momo. Can you make me an envelope? Her name isn't Ponytail, and you know that. Many your resolution should be to call us by our names. Maybe, I think she meant, maybe your resolution should be to call us by our names. Hagakure yelled at Bakugo. I wasn't talking to you. Anyways, Ponytail, I just need one little envelope. He held up the cash he was holding. I plan on gifting this to Eri. Aw, that's so cute. That's so sweet of you, Bakugo. If that's the reason that I would hate to refuse. She created a little envelope through her hand. It was decorated with the snake pattern on it. She handed the envelope to Bakugo. Is this all right? Bakugo grabbed it and looked at it. It's perfect. Year of the Snake. The snake is associated with new beginnings, change, and development. I hope that all of us will be able to grow this year, Momo said as he took another sip of her tea. New beginnings, Bakugo mumbled to himself as he put the money in the envelope. Finished. You look so pretty, Yawamomo. Why? What? Is her name actually... It's... I actually don't... I always thought it was Momo. Rozu, I think it is. But Yo Momo is what they have. Higakure held out a mirror in front of her. Wow, this looks amazing, Momo admired herself. Bakugo was on his way back to his room when he ran into Kaminari and Mineta. Hey Kachan, I didn't know you were going to the festival. Me and Mineta were just heading out. Me and Kaminari are... I feel like as this goes on, there's more like spelling errors. So it's not all me, guys. It's partially that there's more spelling errors as we've gotten to further to the end. Me and Kaminari and are gonna get all the ladies tonight. Mineta and Kaminari smirked. Neither one of you are gonna get anybody tonight. No girls like you guys. Bakugo made fun of the two. You don't need to be so mean, Kachan. Kaminari got closer to Bakugo and lowered his voice. Between you and me, we're gonna try to sneak in some sake tonight. We wouldn't mind sharing it with you once we get a hold of it. Oh, really? And is there anything else you boys plan on doing tonight? Aizawa had crept up behind the group and heard what Kaminari said. Ah! You guys are idiots, Bakugo laughed as Kaminari and Mineta tried to convince Aizawa that they were joking. He eventually made it back into his room with 30 minutes left to spare. He used that time to relax for a bit until he got up to meet with Midoriya. As each minute went by, he grew antsy and kept constantly checking the time. By the time it was 6:45, he had enough of waiting and went to Midoriya's room instead. Once he was there, he knocked on the door aggressively and yelled, "Deku, open the door. I'm tired of waiting." He's like, "Deku, open the door. I am tired of waiting." Midoriya opened the door. "Kachan, what's wrong?" Bakugo stopped yelling once he saw how Midoriya was dressed. He stared in awe as he admired how good Midoriya looked in his kimono. He wore a black hakama with a dark green Matsuki Hero. I'm butchering this. Matsuki Haro? Actually, just let me go. Let me leave right now because I'm trying to say it right. Hori? I don't know. Jacket. That was. We're just gonna move on. That complemented his hair perfectly. It was accessorized with gray. Oh no, they said the word again, guys. They're beating me up, dude. It was accessorized with a gray hairy hemo that made his outfit look better. This was like a tongue twister. I am not joking. The outfit made Midoriya's face light up and look cute, leaving Bakugo dumbfounded. "Kachan, Kachan, why aren't you saying anything?" Midoriya looked at Bakugo with a worried look on his face. Bakugo snapped out of his gaze and recollected his thoughts. "Shut up, Deku, I'm fine. Let's just go to the Scam Festival already." Okay, Midoriya followed behind Bakugo as they walked to the festival together. The festival was decorated with New Year's pine and bamboo all around everywhere. There were booths that were selling. God. There were booths that were selling a bunch of different foods and gifts. Jiro and her band were also performing music. From the moment they arrived, Midoriya went on and on, rambling about every little detail, and for once, Bakugo let him talk without shutting him up. "We should get some mochi, Kachan. There are a bunch of booths that have them, but everyone is getting some, so they might have run out soon." "There's no way people are that desperate for mochi. There's gonna be enough to last the whole time," Bakugo exclaimed. Just as the two approached a booth selling only mochi, they saw a familiar pink figure that students were holding back. "Wow, is there a fight going on?" Midoriya pointed at the commotion. "I don't know, but we should see what's going on," both of them said as they walked over to try and figure out what was happening. "Let go of me! I want more mochi!" Uraraka yelled as Momo, Higakure, and Ishido held her. What? It was Uraraka. "Uraraka, you've already bought 7 packs of 15. You can't possibly need any more," Higakure yelled as she tried to get through to Uraraka. "Come on, girl. There's other stuff we can get instead. Let's just keep walking and move on from here." Ishido was holding Uraraka's arm, trying to pull her away. "Fine, I'll just have to buy more mochi from somewhere else," Uraraka screamed before finally walking away from the booth. Oh my god. I don't know if that was like the Uraka dig of like, you know. I don't like that. I don't like when they do that because come on, she's just a thick girl. Like, leave her alone, dude. Anyways, I don't know if it was that, but I feel like it was borderline kind of like that. "Fine, I'll just have to buy more mochi from somewhere else." "Damn brown face loves mochi," Bakugo said. "Yeah, no kidding." They both laughed as they went to the booth. Midoriya looked at all the mochi they had. "Wow, this all looks amazing. No wonder Uraraka was going crazy." "Don't tell me you're gonna pull some crazy crap like that, Deku." "Of course not, Kanchan." Midoriya looked at the lady on the booth. "I'll have one kakagami." kakagami mochi, and a small pack of matcha mochi. That will be 1,500 yen, the lady said. I was like, it threw me off because it had the yen symbol, and I was like, I think this is right. Midoriya paid on and got his mochi. I got the matcha for us to eat right now, and we can split the kakagami one once it's New Year's. Midoriya smiled. Why do we have to share? Bakugo yelled. I don't know, I just thought you wouldn't mind, Kachan. I can buy you your own if it really bothers you. Midoriya's face softened as he looked a little sad. No, you damn nerd, I was just kidding. Obviously, I'd want to share with you. Bakugo looked away from Midoriya as he got embarrassed after realizing what he just said. Midoriya's face lit up again. I'm glad, Kachan. Whatever, let's just go get some. All these words that they're throwing at me. Toshikashi soba now. Okay, I'm getting pretty hungry. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry too. Hopefully the lines aren't too long, Midoriya said as he looked around, trying to see if there were any short lines for food. Look at the booth over there. It has no one around it. Bakugo pointed at the booth. Where? Midoriya said as he looked around confused. Bakugo sighed. You idiot. He grabbed Midoriya's wrist and ran with him towards the booth. Kachan, you're running so fast. Yeah, well, we're the first ones in line, thanks to me, Bakugo smirked. We'll take 2 bowls of soba. Bakugo and Midoriya were handed their bowls and were now looking for a place to sit. Damn it, all these extras took up all the benches, Bakugo said angrily. Look, Todoroki and Ida are sitting over there. We can sit with them, Midoriya exclaimed. Hell no, I'm not sitting with that icy hot bastard. But Kachan, we should sit with our friends. Fine, we can sit there. Bakugo reluctantly sat down with the other 2. The only thing keeping him from throwing a tantrum was the fact that Midoriya looked super happy at the moment. What's with all the empty bowls here? Bakugo said, sounding aggravated. Kaminari challenged Todoroki to a contest to see who could eat the most soba. I had to intervene before Kaminari puked from eating too much. It's my duty as class president to make sure nothing gets out of hand, Ida said in a serious tone. So who won? Midoriya asked. I did, Todoroki said as he was slurping down another bowl of soba. You addict, Bakugo yelled. I like soba, Todoroki said. I'm so excited for the new year. Did you guys make any resolutions? Midoriya asked. I hope that in the new year I'll be a better leader and to make more wise decisions, Ida said. I would hate to put my classmates in danger. I hope to spend more time with my siblings, Todoroki said as he ate more soba. I hope to get stronger and push myself to become a better hero, Midoriya said. Keep dreaming, you'll never be better than me, Bakugo crossed his arms. I never said I would. Also, you don't know that, Kachan. Midoriya defended himself. Just know that I'm going to be number 1, Bakugo pointed to himself. Anyways, Kachan, what are your resolutions? Midoriya asked. Bakugo froze for a moment as he didn't know how to respond. He didn't want to lie to Midoriya, but he couldn't be honest with him either. He was too embarrassed to admit that his resolution was to spend more time and date Midoriya, so he needed to think of something else to say. Mind your damn business, Deku. I'll never tell you. A few hours went by and Bakugo and Midoriya spent lots of time together. They walked around, ate mochi, and watched Jiro's band perform. There were several area that had TVs playing the popular New Year show Kohaku Ut Gassen. I think that's how you say it. So the 2 sat down and watched together for some time. Since they were spending all of their time together, Bakugo was able to be calm and let some of his true feelings come forward. He went from being angry the moment they walked in to quiet and relaxed. Every time he saw Midoriya smile at the smallest things, it made Bakugo's soul happy. They found a spot on the hill to relax and lay down on as they waited for the clock to strike 12. It wasn't until 11:45 when the 107th bell rang. Did you hear that, Kachan? The last bell of 2024. The next time the bell rings, it will be a brand new year. Midoriya jumped in excitement. Damn, you're right, Izuku. Bakugo's heart began to race. Midoriya's face lit up more than before. Kachan, are you ready? Kachan, are you already changing before the year has even begun? Huh? What are you talking about? He looked confused. You said my real name. Bakugo blushed. Oh, it just slipped out, I guess. Midoriya giggled. You've been acting so weird today. No, I haven't. Bakugo's face turned super red. Kachan, what's with that look on your face? Midoriya pointed at Bakugo's face, booping his nose. Mind your damn business, Izuku. It's just, I wanted to complete my 2024 resolution, but now it's too late. No, it's not. You still have a few minutes. What's your resolution? Bakugo took a deep breath before speaking. I wanted to ask you out this year. Maybe go on a date, too. But it's pointless. But you did that, too. But you did do that. Midoriya sat up. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? Well, you kind of just asked me out by telling me your resolution, and I would count today as a date. Bakugo looked away from Izuku. Shit, I guess I did kind of ask you out just now. And I wouldn't mind. I've always loved you, Kachan, ever since we were little. I knew I always wanted to be by your side. Those feelings used to be platonic, but with the support from others, I've realized that my feelings were romantic. You mean it? Bakugo's eyes became watery. You know, Kachan, there's this tradition that Americans do where they kiss their partners once the clock twinks 12. Did I just ruin this whole thing? Once the clock strikes 12, they kiss their partner. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining this whole thing. Okay, you know, Kachan, there's this tradition that the Americans do where they kiss their partners once the clock strikes 12. He smirks at Bakugo. Bakugo froze and stared at Midoriya. Suddenly the final bell rung, signifying that it was now the new year. Midoriya leaned into Bakugo and kissed him on the lips. They stayed there for a few moments before pulling away. I'm sorry, Kachan, I don't know what I was thinking. Once Midoriya had realized what he had just done, he got super embarrassed and hid his face in his hands. You damn nerd, Bakugo chuckled. We have to eat our Kakagami mochi now. Oh, you're right. Midoriya pulled the mochi out and they both shared it. This was the perfect start. This year is going to be great, Bakugo said. I kind of read that in Midoriya's voice, I'm sorry. This was the perfect start. This year is going to be great, Bakugo said. They fell asleep on the hill for a few hours until it was almost sunrise. Luckily, Midoriya had an alarm to wake him up before the sun did. Many students, some teachers, Midoriya and Bakugo all watched the first sunrise of the new year. This signified a fresh start for hope and good fortune and for the brand new love blooming between the childhood duo. Aww, aren't they just adorable? That's the notes. Thank you so much for reading this short and sweet fic. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment. I love reading them. I'm still new to writing, so feedback is much appreciated. If there were any tags I left out, please let me know. And my feedback is that this was actually really good. I am giving it a kudos, definitely. I will just say that the ending was a little like, I wanted to tell you that I liked you. Oh, well, didn't you already tell me that you like me? Oh, well, I like you too. It was a little like that, and I was maybe a little disappointed, But the rest of it was so cute, and the I loved the digging on each of the characters that the author did with like the characteristics that they had in the series. I love that. I always love when writers do that in general. But yes, I loved that part of it and everything. Everything up to the ending, honestly, was great. Like they did a great job and everything. But the ending was good. It was just not the best. I don't think it could have been. I don't usually go too hard on the critics of these because they're doing it for free. So, like what I say, But I will say that is like the only thing that I kind of was like, about it. Because, like, the ending needs to be good. It needs to. It needs to do the ending thing. What am I talking about? The ending thing that the ending usually does. And that didn't really do the ending thing for me. However, Izuku wasn't crying in the ending, so I guess we give it a 10 out of 10 for that one. It was a cute ending. It was just a little too cutesy for me. Anyways, like I say in all of these, I'm going to link the fic and the link for it in the description below. Please go give it a kudos. They did a pretty good job for a first fanfic, or some of their first stuff writing. This was actually really good. They did say it was short, and wow, that was a long one shot, but, whew, we got through it. I definitely wasn't thinking it was going to take that long, but I haven't done a 7,001 in a while, so you guys are getting a pretty lengthy one today. Anyways, yes, I am so glad you guys came and listened to me in all my goofiness reading this for you guys. I'm so glad I could hang out with you guys today. And yes, click the follow button if you like hanging out with me, reading Bakudeku. And we do mostly Bakudeku and Gato Gojo ones. I have done a Megami Fuji one, so Fuji. Fuji Water, that character from JJK? No, a Megami Yuji one. Why did I say Fuji? I'm so, I told you guys, I'm slap happy today. Anyways, I have done a Megami Fuji one. God, put me to rest. Yuji one, let me know if you want me to do more of those. But, yeah, come here for the Bakudeku, come here for the Satotsugu. We've got it all. And I will see you guys in the next one because my brain is kind of fried after that. I will see you guys in the next one now.